All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and we're on lesson 82. So if you're not there, open your books to page 398, and I'm going to read through lesson 82. We're going to look at a couple things on the board as well. So a ratio is a way to describe a relationship between numbers. If there are 13 boys and 15 girls in a classroom, then the ratio of boys to girls is 13 to 15. Ratios can be written in several different forms. Each of these forms is a way to write the boy-girl ratio, okay? So our three different ways, they're on the book, but I put them on the board as well, are 3 to 15, actually writing it down, or writing it out. Then we have 3:15, and then we have, 13:15, and then we have 13 over 15. And we're gonna be focusing on the fraction, as you'll see here in a minute. Each of these forms is read the same way, 13 to 15. So no matter which way you write it, you would say, when dealing with ratios, you would say 13 to 15. All right, this lesson we're gonna focus on the fraction form of the ratio. When writing a ratio in fraction form, we keep the following points in mind. So I kind of put an outline of it. All the instructions 1 through 3 are there in the book, and I'm gonna read through them. So write the terms of the ratio in the order described in the statement, okay? So order is very important. Secondly, we reduce ratios in the same manner as we reduce fractions, okay? So just like whenever you solve a problem dealing with fractions, you wanna make sure it's reduced to lowest terms. So remember to reduce. And then finally, leave the ratio in fraction form. We do not write ratios in mixed numbers, and you'll see why in a minute, okay? So our first problem, a team lost 3 games and won 7. What is the team's won-lost ratio? And there you already see the importance of the order, okay? It's not the lost games to games won, it's games won to games lost. So the information of the games won comes first, or goes on top in this case, okay? So our order is 7 won, 3 lost, okay? So as a fraction, it'd be written 7 won, 3 lost, okay? And this would read 7 to 3. Now, if you guys notice, this is an improper fraction. In most cases, when we deal with fractions, we would take this improper fraction and convert it into a mixed number. But that's not the case when dealing with ratios. When dealing with the ratios, the fraction form of the ratio is left as an improper fraction in this case. So 7 to 3 is how you would read this particular ratio, okay? Example number 2. In a class of 28 students, there are 12 boys. What is the ratio of boys to girls, okay? Again, very important that we keep it in the correct order. It's not ratio of girls to boys, it's ratio of boys to girls. So we have our information, there are 12 boys and 16 girls. So we set it up in this order, not switched, okay? So 12 to 16, which could be written in fraction form as 12 over 16. Like that, so it's not in the way, okay? So now we have 12 over 16. Both of these numbers are even numbers, so we know that we can reduce. So I'm gonna take the number 4. 4 goes into both of these numbers evenly. 4 goes into 12 3 times evenly, and 4 goes into 16 4 times evenly. So the ratio would read 3 to 4, okay? It's a ratio of 3 to 4. And that's what they mean by reducing the fraction, okay? So in the first one, we followed the step for number 3, no mixed numbers, okay? We kept it as an improper fraction. In both of these, we followed the correct order, okay? Boys to girls, 12 to 16, in this case 7 to 3. And in this one, we didn't reduce in this one, okay? Because that would have meant making it into a mixed number. But in this case, we have 2 even numbers, so we've reduced them, okay? So our final answer should be 3 over 4 or 3 to 4. All right, and now we've got a couple of examples that we can go through. Practice A. What is the ratio of dogs to cats in a neighborhood that has 18 cats and 12 dogs? All right, very important that you pay attention to the statement that's made and what they're asking for, okay? Here they said, they gave us the information for cats first, and then they gave us the information for dogs, but they want the ratio of dogs to cats. Okay, so I've written that down, dogs to cats. So how many dogs? We see there are 12 dogs, and there are, how many? 18 cats, okay? So that's what they're looking for. So now we go ahead and set this up, 12 to 18. All right, we see both of them are even numbered, so we are going to go ahead and reduce. 6 goes into both of these numbers evenly, so 6 goes into 12 2 times evenly, 6 goes into 18 3 times evenly. So my ratio is going to be 2 to 3. All right, it's a 2 to 3 ratio. And that's, my fraction is reduced. I could reduce it because they were even numbers. I didn't change it into a mixed number because it wasn't an improper fraction, and when dealing with ratios, we don't do that. All right, our next one is letter B. What is the girl-boy ratio in a class of 30 students with 14 boys? Now we're given the information of the class as a whole and of a part, okay? Now we need to figure out the part that's missing, which is how many girls are there. Quite simple. We have the total number of students in the class, there's 30, and we're given how many boys there are. There's 14 boys. So all we do is subtract that number from the whole. So 30 minus 14 equals 26, which tells us there are 26 girls. I did that wrong, I'm sorry. My bad. 16 girls, not 26 girls. There are 16 girls in the class. I got ahead of myself. Yeah, there are 16 girls in the class, not 26 girls, okay? So now we've got 16 girls, and our ratio is of girls to boys, so our information goes like this, 16 to 14, okay? And now when I write my fraction, it'll be 16 over 14. Now remember, I'm not gonna change it into a mixed number, but I'm still going to reduce. Both of these are even numbers, okay? So I'm gonna see which number goes into both of them evenly. I'm going to try 2. 2 goes into 16 8 times evenly, and 2 goes into 14 7 times evenly. I can't reduce this any further, okay? And I'm not gonna change it into a mixed number. Remember, our improper fractions do not get changed, do not reduce by changing them into mixed numbers. We simply reduce them by seeing what factors goes into them evenly. In this case, it is 8 over 7. So your final answer would be 8 to 7, okay? 8 over 7, in this case, when dealing with ratios, would be read 8 to 7. In the next video, we're gonna do problems 1 through 15. We'll be doing all the odd numbers. I'll be doing all the odd numbers together with you, and you go ahead and work on your even numbers on your own. If you have any questions, leave a comment on the video. All right.